welcome back to the third episode of the Gab and Goobers Talk Show. I'm your Goober host, Jake Morton,
And I'm your goober host, Aaron Garrett.
and we have a special Goober guest with us today, Ryan Matthews. Ryan, say hi to the people out there for us.
Howdy. Howdy.
All right. Now, let me just start off with this, folks. Remakes are horrible. We had to remake a couple of our episodes, and you should go watch the second video because we had to remake the second video. And we were in Walmart, and our brain was fried that night, both of our brains.
Oh, God, not the first episode.
You good, buddy?
oh, God. You good there? I'm sorry.
The second episode was that bad.
Oh, God, don't say it again.
The second episode was
Stop.
that bad.
Stop. It was terrible. It's terrible.
We have PTSD every time we think about it.
Yes. Ugh. Now I'm going to have to change my shirt. Thanks, Jake. But I don't know why you think this is funny. But anyway, it was terrible. It was one of the worst episodes I think we've ever filmed so far. We were lazy. We couldn't get out a sentence correctly.
Yes, it was a long week, and guess what? We recorded this last night.
Yeah.
We got a long night's sleep, and our brains are refreshed today. And hopefully this episode will be much better than the last one.
Let's hope. Yeah, let's hope. It was a terrible episode, but you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is.
Is what it is. Mm-hmm.
You know, I threw up everywhere, but it's okay. Yeah. That baloney hit you hard, Aaron. Yes, it did. I ate clam chowder just a couple of seconds ago, so you know. Yummy.
Ew.
Yeah.
Clam chowder is disgusting.
It's not that bad. It's
yes,
alright.
it is.
It's not my favorite thing in the world.
Clam chowder's it.
Hey, y'all want to know what's real good? Some good old bologna. Yes, bologna. I love classic old bologna sandwich. So good. Bologna.
Yes, bologna sandwiches are good. Now, clam chowder's just good. I can't even say clam chowder.
I've never even had it. It's really good. The one at Red Lobster is really good.
Don't even say clam chowder. I'll throw up too.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know. Speaking of which, Red Lobster is awesome. They got good food. Yeah, I love Red Lobster. I haven't been there in over a year, but it's good. You know, we go pretty good bit, pretty often. You know, it's a great place to eat. You know, they got them biscuits or whatever they're called.
Oh my gosh! Oh, yeah. that is an award-winning biscuit right there. Mm.
That is so good. Yes, those are incredible.
Yes, they are.
And they always bring them out fresh and stuff, and they're always good. Mm-hmm. I like how they see the lobsters when you walk in. Yes, you know, I tried to pet a lobster once, and you know, the woman at the front desk told me to get out of the tank, and I was kicked out of the restaurant. You should have stolen it and eaten it wrong. I mean, I did steal it, and I started eating it in front of the customers. Yes. And I jumped on the table and ripped my shirt off.
Hey, speaking of ripping shirts off, our church always does this kind of like a vacation Bible school study. You know, how they, you know, except it's not really called that. It's called Kids Blitz, and it's like we do this at the Flow Church, and we have every year after Kids Blitz, we always rent out the restaurant Stevie B's for the people that worked in Kids Blitz, our staff. We go to Stevie B's, and we celebrate and eat pizza all night. And every time that the Stevie B staff hears that Flow Church is coming, everybody wants to work that night because they know how crazy it's going to be. We were playing music, right? And we have this dude named Bunchy Bernard. If you don't know Bunchy Bernard, you need to go look up his Facebook page. You can look up Bunchy Bernard, or you can look up Vote Bunchy Mayor of Gadsden. It's a joke page, so don't actually believe anything on there. It's a joke page, but it's amazing. And this guy gets on the table, takes his shirt off, and starts swinging it in a circle. Let me tell you, I will never get that image out of my head. And if you go on his Facebook page, you'll see why.
I wish I was there.
Hang on.
I wish I was there.
Let me just find a picture real quick. Let's go on Facebook.
I mean, I'll say this episode is already better than the one that we did yesterday. It's so much better.
Dang.
How's y'all's day going?
It's going pretty good.
Good.
Here it is,
very
guys.
sunny outside.
Check out the screen. He's a comedian, and he made this. It's him dressed as a stripper. Aaron's seen this photo.
Jake, you're related to some of the weirdest people I've ever seen.
I'm not related to this guy. He's really funny.
Oh, you're not?
No, but he's
Doesn't
really
he have like
funny.
a bad stuttering problem too?
Yeah, he does. Hang on. Let me just play one of his videos real quick. Let's go with the.
Let me just play one of the videos real quick.
Let's see. Videos. It's called.
Speaking of videos, don't want to interrupt, but have you guys seen Shantier's channel? Oh man, that is fire.
I have not.
Grow up and be like him. Hey, this is Shantier. Banger. He always says banger. And like his thumbnails are the clickbaitiest things in the world. That's why I love his channel. Back with another banger. I'm like,
Here we are. Here it is.
The banger danger. He's already got 74 subscribers. He's doing really well. He's doing great.
This is on the Vote Bunchy Mayor of Gadsden page, and this is called Jerry's Drugs. It's a commercial he did. Ready?
Yeah. If you're ever driving down
Hang on.
Wall Street in Gadsden, Alabama,
This is him
there's a
singing.
little old place that everyone.
Dang it. I'm sorry, guys. My Wi-Fi is terrible. Here we are. This should work now.
Hey, if you're ever driving down Wall Street in Gadsden, Alabama, there's a little old place that everyone knows you should stop on by. It's Jerry's Drugs. It's Jerry's Drugs. It's Jerry's Drugs. It's Jerry's Drugs. Jerry and Matt is the only Auburn fans I'll ever trust with my I'm saying no, I'm Pat. It's Jerry's Drugs. It's Jerry's Drugs. They have just about everything here. I was here last December getting some some coumarine thing for my ringworm. That's a lady. On Christmas. Where do you go? That's some good stuff right there. Good times.
To see the rest of that video, go for Vote Bunchy Mayor of Gadsden.
His name too. His name is Bunchy.
Bernard.
Bunchy Bernard. I mean that's a unique name, you know. Like, very brandable.
Could y'all hear that?
No. Yeah, I heard it. I couldn't. I heard it just like a tad bit.
It's Jerry's Drugs. It's
I
Jerry's
could just hear Jake laughing in the background.
I don't laugh like that.
Speaking of which, I tried to get Brian Gutierrez on the show, and he said he wouldn't do it because Jake was doing it.
Wow.
And I tried to get him to subscribe too, but he wouldn't.
Yeah,
Wow.
guys, like I said in the second video, we didn't really address this. Subscribe, because once we get to 1,000 subscribers, for every like that we get, we'll get $1, and that will actually help us get a studio to reveal our faces. Because, like we said, we promised we would reveal our faces at 1,000 subscribers.
And we would get better mics and just better recording quality.
Yeah, and we'd be able to do a lot more jokes too.
Yeah. And go places. Yeah, and go places.
Yeah, we could head down to like Texas and do some special videos in Texas, and maybe give some donate some stuff to some people.
Let's go yeehawing around. I know, yeehawing. I went yeehawing today. Hey, yeah. Has your horses been acting up at all, or they been? No, they're doing pretty good. They're pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, one of my baby goats died yesterday.
Oh.
It got stepped on by a horse, and it just, couldn't handle the pain, so it got gone.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have laughed at that, but I didn't expect
Wow,
that.
Jake, wow. Jake.
I didn't expect that.
Wow. You about Ryan on the show to laugh at my baby goat. I had to go through the pain of burying that thing, good Jake.
Oh, sorry. I didn't expect that. What'd he say?
You don't understand what I have to go through every single day. I miss it so much. You're just laughing. You don't understand.
Oh, dang, that's depressing. I'm standing under mistletoe and there's nobody in front of me. I have PTSD.
I killed somebody.
That would be you. That would be you.
Crap, I just ran that dog over. Y'all ever shot a dog before?
No.
No. You? Not even with like a BB gun or a pellet gun? No.
Oh, yeah, I shot a dog with a BB gun before.
Oh, I shot with the pellet gun.
He wouldn't leave me alone. Shot him in the butt.
It was, trespassing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, we had signs up. It should be smart enough to read. It wasn't an old dog.
Yeah,
come on in and harass me, so I went, pow, with the pellet gun. He got gone. I ain't seen that dog since.
Let me ask you this. Have you found any surprise turds in your bed?
No.
Huh,
Well,
you must
where
not be
did
too
this
mad,
come
man.
from, Jake?
Well, I shot a dog in the butt once, and next thing I know, every morning when I come out my front door, there'd be a turd right in the middle of my front door.
My favorite. It was probably your uncle or something came outside and decided that happens all the time. Yeah. Yes. We all have that weird uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That shows up at Christmas and, you don't really know who it is. But they act like they held you when you were a child, but you don't even remember who they are.
Exactly. It's
And
like,
you
kid, I'm your uncle. Who are you?
Like at family reunions. Like, this old lady comes up, hey, I haven't seen you in so long. You used to be so tiny, up to my knee, but
Who the heck are you?
Same height. And she just hugs you. You're like, yes, I miss you so much. And you're like, Mom, who's back?
Exactly.
You have no idea who half the people are. Like, you know your parents, you know your cousin. Hey, cousin. Hey, grandma and grandpa. And they're like, there's just this woman. You're like, oh, what's up? You got this really, really hot, like cousin who's married in twice. You're like, who is that? I don't know. This is your third cousin. And you're like, oh, that's not illegal in Alabama. You live. Let's just cut. Okay.
I asked a girl out, and then found out a couple weeks later she was my cousin from a long way down the road.
My favorite. Yeah, so I was just sitting there eating my barbecue, and I'm like, "Hey, Mom, so who'd you say that girl over there was?" Mom's like, "Which one?" Like, the hot one over there. She's like, "Oh, I'd beat your tail. That was your cousin." It's like, well, I've never seen her before, so I didn't know. It's like, dude, she's been babysitting you since you were like 5 years old. And you're like, oh. And you get all happy. And you're like, babysitting. You go over there. We're back. Sorry about that. But we're just gonna keep on rolling. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Hot cousins.
What?
Hot cousins.
Yeah.
Are you leaving? Can we do?
I guess that's okay to leave on air.
I mean, alright, okay, so, oh boy. Are you saying you don't want to make your cousins your hot? I mean, look, I don't think I have a female cousin. I mean, I think I have two.
Well, that's okay too, Aaron.
It's okay. Aaron, it's okay if you want to tell us something, okay? I don't have anything to say. Yeah, it's okay. One of them looks like a gobber, and the other looks like a grass. My favorite?
Well, I mean, Fiona fell in love with Shrek, so
yeah, that's true. That is true. This conversation is kind of turned to the wild.
Let's talk about our favorite teacher and our least favorite teacher.
Yeah, favorite teachers.
My favorite teacher.
That easy.
I have two favorite teachers. My favorite teachers are Miss Bailey and Miss Bischoff. What about you, Aaron?
Bischoff and probably Murphy.
I love Murphy too.
How do you like Murphy? How?
Because he's funny.
I mean, yes, he gets mad at me a lot, but I don't like him. And he speaks like he's deaf. Because he is. He's an old man. He's like 80 years old. Yeah, I know. It's like, I'm surprised he hasn't fought in a war.
I think he did.
He has. It's like,
I think he did.
Patriotic.
I think he was a Marine.
Yeah. I know one of his family members was. I think his dad was or something. But I was, something about that man is crazy. Very, very crazy. Yeah. I think he's been on a landmine or something. It is crazy. He is pretty crazy.
What about you, Ryan? Who's your favorite teacher?
Well, I'd have to say Miss Bailey.
Yeah, and poor Miss Bailey. She's only a sub. She's going to have to leave after December.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why, students, we come to this part. The school, they each have... Sorry, I'm eating cookies over here. They each have, in a department, say we have the 9th and 10th grade English department.
Yeah.
In order to have a teacher for that department, you have to have 18 to 22 students in about each class. As of right now, when Miss Bailey leaves, if Miss Forbes leaves, we won't have a teacher for that. We won't be able to get another teacher because we are so low on students right now that and this is what I'm saying, guys. I have been to traditional school. It's a lot better. So I encourage you to come back to traditional because I know me, Aaron, and Ryan, we all go to traditional. And we really need some students back, guys. And
Hands-on learning is better.
Yes, and COVID's not that bad.
Yeah, you get to talk to your teachers, and they can help you, in person, especially if you have, bad internet, bad connection, then it's kind of hard for you to do work, and it's slow, but, at school, I mean, the internet's a little bit slow, but at least you can, be there for your teacher. Maybe she prints you out a piece of paper for you to work it on. And, you have your friends just right there beside you in the desk beside you to help you out. Yeah.
So I encourage y'all to come back and turn in your work on time, because that's something that's really stressing the teachers out. They're already having to do hybrid and virtual prep and all that, plus the students at school. So it would be a lot easier if you come back to school. And you're gonna need to turn your work in on time, because they're being lenient on that right now. But let me tell you, I've been talking to some of them. They're about to get very strict on that. So, guys, our next challenge on this show is hashtag turn in your work before Christmas. Turn in all your work before Christmas. That's our new challenge.
Can't wait to fill that challenge. I'm looking at my grades right now. So, in Mr. Murphy, I have an 81. Why can't I not see my grades? They're not showing up.
I have my grades memorized.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So, Mr. Murphy, I have an 81 in biology. Okay, for some reason, I'm failing biology, but it's because he added me to all the stuff late. And, it's weird.
Yeah, and let me just say this, guys. When I was quarantined for about 2 weeks, and then the school shut down for 2 weeks. So, actually, I was quarantined for 4 weeks, and the school was shut down for 2 weeks. So, that was a total of 6 weeks that I was out of school.
Yeah, you were almost like a whole 9 weeks you were out.
Yeah, and it killed me. Right now, I'm still trying to recover from my grades before progress reports come out.
Yep.
Because as of right now, I have 1 B, 1 C, an F, a D, and an I. Because that's how
the school year has flown by.
It really has, and that's why it's better to come back to traditional. Because traditional, I was going all A's and B's, and then I went back to virtual, to quarantine, and next thing you know, my grades dropped.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
so
that's what about, and I said this yesterday in our terrible episode, but I said this, for God's sake, don't come to school if you're sick.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
You can make it up when you get back. It's not your fault you're sick. If your parents try to send you, they're idiots.
Yeah.
Because if you come to school sick, then what's going to happen is you're going to be like Ryan. You're going to make everybody in the school quarantine, and the school's going to have to shut down again.
I didn't do that.
No, I'm saying you're going to be... never mind. I meant you're going to make everybody else, like Ryan, be quarantined.
Yeah,
and nobody...
See, if I go to school, that'd be bad, because, my mom has COVID. So say I went to school, that'd be bad, because then everybody else would have to quarantine.
Exactly, and everybody would be mad at you, too. So, for the love of God, just stay home.
Yeah, for real.
You can make it up when you get back. The teachers are lenient on that. They will let you make it up, and they'll show you how to do it.
Yeah. You just gotta ask. It sucks being home for quarantine. Yeah. But if you're sick, you're not going to school. Yeah. Especially, people say, well, if I don't feel sick and I'm around somebody that's sick, I can't do any harm. But you can possibly be a carrier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why when my dad got it, I quarantined for 2 weeks. And then my mother got it, and I had to quarantine for 2 more weeks. And you know what? I didn't get anybody at school sick.
Yeah.
And you know what? I have a bunch of zeros. But those are what we call passing zeros. that's
Yeah.
just there to remind me, hey, I've got to make this up, or this is what my grade's going to be.
Yeah. Now, another thing is these teachers really need to start putting grades in. You know, this whole
Yes.
online but it's teacher. Yeah.
Yes. And Miss Bailey has an excuse. She's a sub. She's one of the longtime subs for because Miss Forbes is our virtual teacher. She's the one you email for virtually stuff. So right now she has a sub in her classroom that's been there since the start of school, Miss Bailey, and she is one of the best teachers I have ever had.
Yeah.
And she is sadly possibly or she's going to be leaving after December because that's when Miss Forbes is possibly going to be coming back. And
Yeah.
like I said, she has an excuse because she's a sub. She doesn't have access to put grades in, so the principal actually has to put grades in for her. And we all know the principal and the vice principal are very busy during the day.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for them. They have a lot of work they have to get done. They're like me. I do so much for that school, and I don't do it for the school. I do it for the students. And I retired from prayer team a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I used to lead it, and I was there for 3 years, and in school years, that's like 15 years. So I am old enough to retire.
And even though I hate that she's retired, I'm glad at the same time because I know it's putting a lot of stress on.
I feel a lot better now.
Yeah. You know, it was putting a lot of stress on your body, and you know, it was making you tired.
Yeah, I found out yesterday I'm starting to get gray hair. I'm an old man.
You know, some days I do actually feel old.
Yes, I feel even older because of my lungs.
Yeah.
Man, football's going to be a hoot with me and my exercise-induced asthma. Oh man. But yeah, and I've got to say my least favorite teacher has to be I know somebody told me yesterday their least favorite teacher was Albright, Mr. Albright. I gotta say, I kind of like Albright. My least favorite teacher has probably got to be Coach Thompson.
Yes, my least favorite teacher.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I think that's probably my least favorite.
Coach Thompson. Yeah, he's the only reason he's doing career prep is because if you're a coach, you've got to also have a job at the school. So he took that job so he could still be a coach. And he's a pretty good coach.
Yeah, he is a pretty good coach, but he's a suck teacher.
The only reason I have an I in his class is because, yes, it was my fault. I was late on an assignment. That was during quarantine. And it was my fault, and I take full responsibility. I was late on it. And I emailed about him, but he still hasn't put the grade in. And like I said, that was mostly my fault, but still, come on, please put the grade in, man.
Yeah, dude, so I got super unlucky because the way I got quarantined is, on Wednesday I went to school. But only thing I brought home Wednesday night after school was my, one of my binders, and then my pencil pouch and my computer. But, so the next day I didn't go to school because my mom got tested and she had corona. So now, all my stuff is in the record and I can't have a way to get it.
Yeah, and none of the students can bring it to him because if we get anywhere around him, we have to be quarantined too.
Yep.
Or I would have totally brought it to you.
Yeah.
And like I said, guys, I've had COVID. It's really not that bad. So don't be scared to come to school. Matter of fact,
for some people it is.
I didn't even get COVID. Most of the kids at the school aren't getting COVID. It's not affecting us and there's scientific tests that prove that it's not affecting us.
Yeah. Now, if you live with your grandparents or an elderly person.
Yeah,
You
if
don't
you
really
live
need
with
to
if you live with an elderly
understand.
person that can't handle it, you have an excuse not to
Yeah,
come. But you
yeah.
people that are just scared of it, I mean, come on, guys, it's really not that bad. Just come back, please. You're destroying the school.
And there was, when the measles and stuff went around in the olden days, there's people that didn't wear a mask. They just go to work. And it reduced the coronavirus.
Will you
People
repeat
were
that
dying
again? Because
left
you
and
like
right.
broke up.
Yeah. It was just one of those things. You woke up, you went to work, and just that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just talked about it because you had to just the world just had to keep moving.
Yeah, and everybody thinks
Yeah.
that my family is poor. We're actually not poor. We're broke. But the only reason we're broke is because of me. My dad, he was looking for a job, and he found a really good job, and this has gone on for years and years and years. Every time he would find a job, I would go in the hospital with my asthma, and he would have to stay with me. And
Yeah.
because he had to stay with me, uh, he would it broke that 90-day contract, and
Yeah.
he lost that job. So, and this happened with many jobs. Then he finally found one a couple years ago, mowing the interstate, and loved that job, loved it, and
Yeah.
he did a week's worth of work, and they come up to him and said, "We can't pay you. We're bankrupt." And the
Wow.
business closed down, and he never got paid for that
Man.
week. And he's finally at a job now, and he's been there for about a year so far, and it's
That's
an
good.
amazing job. It's he's one of their best workers. He works
That's good.
he works in a Sherman Williams plant. Well, it used to be Sherman Williams. It's Valspar now,
Okay.
and it's a really good plant, and he he's been working there now, and we haven't had any really problems, and it's been an amazing thing. But they were
That's good.
supposed to pay him. The reason we're broke now, we were getting back on our feet after all those years of not
Yeah.
having money. We were just starting to
Yeah.
get back on our feet, and he got COVID, and when he did, he got quarantined, and his work told him you can't come back until you get a negative test, and they didn't pay
Yeah.
him that entire time. They told him they weren't going to pay him, but then they said no,
Yeah.
we can't. We're not paying you. So
Yeah. That happened to one of my sisters.
yeah, so we had to pay, and then we used the rest of our money to pay for my mother's surgery, and
Yeah.
we're broke again now, but we're starting to get back on our feet. He went back to week a couple weeks ago, or went back to work a couple weeks ago. And we lost Aaron once again. How you doing, Aaron?
Let you go or something. I don't know.
So yeah, we're getting back on our feet again after that quarantine. But
That's good.
let's talk about Black Lives Matter real quick. Our thoughts on that.
Yeah, they matter, but all lives matter,
Yeah, and
my life matters, your life matters.
every
White
life matters.
lives, black lives, Mexican lives, they matter, all of them. Yeah, not just black, okay? It's
Exactly.
crazy.
And let me just say this: I don't support BLM for one reason. Many reasons, actually. I can understand if they just marched in the streets and said that, but no, they're actually burning things and destroying tiny businesses that work so hard to get started.
And the sad thing is people are supporting it, like these big actors, and this is your
Exactly.
deal. Like on Netflix, it's like the BLM part of like the shows. Some of them are like BLM, shows.
Yeah, and
Like,
the reason everybody and there's actually a commercial that literally says, "Go out and vote." They said, "Vote for your life," because if you vote for basically you see what I'm saying.
yeah,
They basically revealed their entire plan. They are forcing you to vote for who they want you to vote, or they're gonna hurt you.
yeah.
And guess who leads? Antifa, which is a terrorist act.
Joe Biden.
Nope.
Or
Obama.
actually,
It's Obama, and Obama is best friends with Joe Biden.
Well, actually, you know, if you go on the Black Lives Matter page, it actually leads to the Joe Biden page.
Yeah, that's Black Lives. I'm talking about Antifa.
Coincidence, I think, not.
Exactly. I'm talking about Antifa.
And you know, Antifa is a terrorist group.
And it is.
Yeah, I don't care what people say. It's a terrorist group. They're burning churches and businesses, and it's not just burning white businesses. They're killing black people too. You know,
they're killing everybody that doesn't believe what they believe.
Yeah. You know, it's always, to the Democrats, it's always Black Lives Matter until a black man votes for Trump. Then they're treated like garbage.
Exactly.
And,
I personally think the George Floyd was staged.
I personally think too.
I think he's probably on an island somewhere, living it up with some actors that have supposedly died.
Or at least, the Democrats had him killed or something to cause mayhem.
Yeah.
A distraction, to cause.
And if you do, you know how they said that he put his knee on his neck? If you go back, that knee on the neck is a procedure. It goes way back in the day. Like every cop does it. It's required to be done.
The strange thing is that if you look at the filming, the cops were talking to him, and they treated him nicely. They talked to him and everything, and then as soon as he walked over there, that one cop gets on his gets on his knee, and then ambulance people, which aren't even wearing correct ambulance outfits,
Exactly. They could have
chunk him in the ambulance.
Exactly. And the thing is, he and scientifically proven, he didn't die from that. He died from a heart attack from drugs.
Yeah.
His system was full of drugs. And if you
look,
the cop
in his system as well.
Yeah, and if you look, the cop didn't have his knee on his neck. He had it on the back of his neck. Just to hold, he was pushing that pressure point with his knee. So that wouldn't have killed him. It would have, it wouldn't have caused him not to breathe either, because he wasn't on his windpipe. Because I had somebody do it to me. I laid on the ground. I told them, put your knee right here. And they did, and I could breathe perfectly.
Yeah. Well, I hate to cut this short, but it's gonna be a busy day. I'm gonna have to get dressed because I think we're going somewhere. But and I gotta clean the house. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot I gotta do here too. So.
But thank you, Ryan.
Yes, thank you for being a guest on the show.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, thanks for having me. It was nice for you to come out. Yeah. So, Jake, do you want to close this off?
Well, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you watch the next one. Like I said, I apologize about the second video. It was horrible. So, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe and that like button, and comment down below what you thought and if there was anything we could fix. Like I said, don't hit that dislike button. Hit the like button, and then tell us what we can fix, and we'll fix it. So, thank y'all for listening in. We'll see y'all in the next video. Goober out.
Goodbye.